Hi, my name is Nina Ski, and I'd like to welcome you to a new episode of All About Art. Today, I'm super excited and honored to have on the show Miss Carla Beebe. Carla, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us.
And this is fantastic. We are going to have our very first annual Toast.
Yes, T.O.A.S.T is the Truckee Open Art Studios Tour. 28 artists are for the first annual tour. It's hosted by Nevada County Arts, and we are very happy to be bringing this to the Truckee community.
Yeah, you know, that in itself is such a humongous feat for our community to be able to open up the diverse artists that we have in our community, and we have so many hidden artists.
Oh, we do. There are artists that you would be really surprised lived here. There's everything from emerging artists to very, very famous artists living in Truckee. It packs a punch when it comes to bringing artists to this community.
Yeah, and I love that they're actually bringing it to the open outside, also, you know, painting on the grounds or painting on things. And, you know, so Truckee has definitely emerged as far as the artists go. Now, you say you have 28 participating artists, and whereabouts are they located? So they would start at one point, or does it matter?
We decided to start the tour in the downtown core area because there are about 14 artists on the tour that are in that Donner Pass Road area. And then we have one artist out at the west end of Donner. We have 3 artists in Tahoe Donner, and then we have 8 artists in Olympic Heights and Glenshire. So it's a great opportunity to learn about the neighborhoods in Truckee and also see the art. And in addition to the Open Studio Tour, this is a 10-day event, and there's a historical art exhibit hosted by the Truckee Donner Historical Society, and the Artisans Marketplace is also hosting an event where they will have music and art, and the Literary Arts and Wine group will be reading.
Now, how would I go about, you need to purchase a ticket or a band or a booklet? How do you go about participating to find out where the artists are located?
Number one, we have a website, and it's creativetruckee.org. And additionally, there's a guidebook that will be printed, and it's 7,000 copies of a full-color guidebook.
Wow.
And it'll be downtown at the California Welcome Center. It'll be in Bespoke, Riverside Art Studios, the Artisans Marketplace, and Incline Village. And I have not located a place in Tahoe City, but you can go to our website and it'll list where to get that. And it will also be online in a magazine-style publication that you can pull up on your
well, you know, you
iPhone.
are phenomenal, Carla. You know, you come up with such fantastic ideas. You follow through with them. You're very innovative with how to achieve your goal.
Thank you.
And I have to applaud you and give you kudos for that because, you know, as I talked to you a little before the show, I was curious whether you were an artist, and you deny it.
Well, I have friends that get really angry when I deny that I'm an artist, so I try to be careful about it. But I do not sell art. I do some artwork for a different reason, and that's what I call my own personal therapy. But it's not in any way presentable to the public, but I certainly have fun doing it.
Yeah, well, one day it will be, because the more you do, the better you get, the more convinced you are. You'll get that one piece that finally you'll look at and say, I'm an artist.
Yes.
You know, I mean, that's what happened to me, is that all of a sudden I fell in love with one of my pieces and I was ready. So when you're ready, you'll come out of the closet.
Well, I think it's therapeutic. And,
It is.
And so that's my main purpose in dabbling in a lot of different things.
Now, Carla is married to the Mr. Famous Tom Beebe, and this is his work?
Yes, it is. This is a custom cutting board that he made, and you can see it's very colorful. This one has a few different species of wood in it, including the purple heart, which that is the color of the wood, is that beautiful purple color. There's no dye. And then that's an ingrain here, and there's Paduke and maple and walnut and purple heart are the 4 species in this one. And then this is a wine rack series, and we don't drink that much, so I use it for olive oil. But that rack holds 12 bottles, and that's Peruvian walnut and then a figured maple. And he has several different wine rack styles.
That's beautiful.
But he's a licensed contractor doing interior woodwork as well as a teaching artist. He teaches woodworking classes.
Yeah, and I love that since I hear that our woodworking class may go away here at the high school.
I heard that too.
You know, it's very sad. Is there anything that I'm not touching bases with you on yet? Because we are fortunate enough for you, the audience, to have 3 live artists on the stage in addition to Carla. So I want to make sure I have enough time for everybody. Is there anything else that I need to cover at this moment?
Yes, one of the things that I did is I brought art from my personal collection, and the reason I did that is all of the art that you see here is either artists are here in the studio, or they're on the tour and they're not here in the studio, but I've already collected their work in the many years of living in Truckee.
Sure.
And this is a piece from Carol Sesko. And one thing that's very interesting is Carol would probably say to you, my style has changed so much since Carla bought that, 8 years ago. And that is true. Everyone develops and changes. But that is a piece that I bought from her when she did Art Tour, which is North Tahoe Arts Art Tour that already existed. Yeah. This is a Barbara Pradaniuk ceramic piece that is at least 15 years old. Another person, her work has changed dramatically, but I love that piece. And
it's fantastic.
This is an Eva Nichols, and so is this one, and those are both from my collection, and she gave those 2 pieces to High Fives. This is a Janelle Botto, and I won this in another an auction, but Janelle's also on the tour. And one thing that you should know is that artists give a lot of their time and energy to fundraising opportunities in the community.
Yes, they do.
And then the last one that's in my collection is this is my dog Pogue, and this was painted by Amy Hadd, and we're fortunate to have her in the studio today. But she painted that for my husband for his birthday last year as a surprise.
Wonderful.
And so a lot of great artists in this community, and the art tour gives you a wonderful opportunity to see and become a collector of local art.
Yeah, now, I happen to know Janelle Botto myself, and she is Specialty Beads in downtown Truckee. It's a little itty-bitty tiny place, but it's phenomenal once you walk through those doors. So I'm real happy that she's getting into the jewelry making. And in case you did not get that website, it will be shown at the end of the show or at some point of the show, so you don't have to rush away. We have a lot of things to cover, so please stay tuned and we'll be right back. Thank you, Carla.
Thank you.
Well, I'm so happy that you decided to come back to us. I'm really excited. I've got Amy on the stage with me today. Amy, welcome to All About Art.
Thank you.
I am so amazed at your artwork. Is it acrylic?
No, oil.
Oil? Really?
All oil.
It's very, very vibrant, and you have a lot of patience. Can you tell us a little about, I know the owl, as you were saying, is your painting owl?
Our magical owl.
Your magical
yes,
owl. Does he inspire you to do different types of art, or?
I think I've painted a lot of birds. I have some ostriches on my skis on some big rocker boards, and the birds have been a hit. And I had this kind of idea of the wise owl that emits light, sheds light on all, and
that's something
paints the world.
I find that with so many artists that it's a very, and that's why this is called Totally Exposed to All About Art, is because you're totally exposing your personal emotions, and that can be really scary sometimes because everybody can see what you're feeling or how distorted we are. But you're very diversified in your artwork, because a few of these other ones, can you talk about your other ones that are behind me or
Sure.
around me?
So this one here, Ice Ice BB, perhaps a lot of folks have already seen it. It was on the front cover of Moonshine Inc. for winter, 2 winters
Wonderful.
back.
That's great.
And that the less it snows, the more we play ice hockey.
Oh,
So
oh, I like the how huge and actually I like the way you cropped the dog in that image. I happen to
well,
crop.
he chose that. My husband was trying to photograph us all playing hockey, and BB kept coming up and placing his skull on Blake's head.
Well, it was absolutely meant to be, and I find there are no accidents in
Right.
art. They
Yeah.
just turn out to be happy mistakes,
Yeah.
and there's a
that
reason
one
it happens.
worked out like,
you
whoa,
know?
that's cool.
Yeah, well, what's fun too is because oils last so long, as far as the drying period and
Yes.
such, that you're able to spread them or change them or manipulate them quite a bit.
Yes.
Now, do you teach?
I have taught over the years now and then, but no, not regularly.
Yeah.
I've taught at the Kids Zone,
Yeah, it's so
art,
much
Friday
fun.
night art jam, pizza,
Yeah.
but that was years. It's been years since I've done that.
Well, it's just so much fun, and it's so enriching when you're able to share your talents. Now, this is another one of your images next to me. And can you tell me a little about this one?
Yeah, that one was painted on a black canvas, which is different from these two. And that's, I don't know, it's just another technique to play around with. Mariposas down below, they're one of my more favorite wildflowers. And using red in my paintings is a challenge, or I realize that it's missing. So I specifically set out to do a painting incorporating red
Yeah.
in that particular piece.
Do you do any other type of art?
Here we have Pogue dog behind me, and this is Carla's personal painting. Yes, I have painted many dog paintings. As I'll go to parties and somebody will introduce me as, "This is Amy. She's a dog painter." And
Oh,
so that
wonderful.
it's shaken down that way. You would not know in 8th grade when you're selecting your career path that indeed one could be a dog painter full time.
Yeah,
If you
it's
chose
wonderful.
that path, it's out there and it is amazing.
Yeah, and do you always stick with just oil, or do you work with other mediums?
Well, I'm a faux finisher and a jeweler, but when it comes to painting on canvas, absolutely oil always.
Okay, now for the audience, they may not know what a faux painter is. Can you explain that a little briefly?
Faux, F-A-U-X, meaning fake. So you do techniques on walls.
It's illusionary, like it'll be a painting on the wall that it appears that you have to walk up 2 steps to go through that door, but the door is not there because it's just a wall. So it's faking the eye of what you're visually seeing. Is that correct?
Well, that would be Trumpeter oil, and some with murals. What we're doing is more wall glazes,
Okay.
plastering, Venetian plastering, getting
So the
up on-
marbleization maybe
Yeah,
of the
more
wall
like that,
or
yes.
rock work. Okay,
yes,
thank you.
yes, lots of rock work. I was hired
Logs
last.
downstairs in the basement, like a log cabin, so you can give a lot of different effects.
Yeah, or
like,
stranger yet, next week I'll be painting a white sheet metal box in incline to make it look like a rock shed.
I love it.
Stacked rock shed, but it right now is presently just huge white sheet metal.
Yeah,
And
you
you
know,
go
the
in-
wonderful thing about art for anybody that may be watching or wondering if you are an artist is that there are so many forms and it is endless. There, anything you can imagine can be created, and that's exciting.
Yes.
So you are part of the Toast this year, and it's the first annual. I'm very excited for you. I'm very honored to have you on the show.
Oh, honored to be here. This is really neat.
Is there a website that we can reach you at directly?
AmyHad.com. And Amy, AIMEEHAD. Amy had a little lamb, I like to say.
I love it.
AmyHad.com.
Okay, is there anything I'm not asking?
Well, all up here, my jewelry is
Oh, I'm so
produced.
sorry.
Oh no, not even. Is produced from job site scrap. All pipes, steel tube steel, and copper pipes. It's all the fine 70s remodels here in Truckee that are being chopped up and reclaimed into salvaged jewelry.
I love it.
I like it too because it's not no further mining has occurred to obtain my material base.
Yeah.
And then, of course, when it comes down to the little clasps, I heard you discuss earlier Janelle. And I, of course, shout out to Janelle. I definitely recommend Specialty Beads for all your findings, they call it, the
I
trinkets
love
and
it.
ear wires and clasps and whatnot. And yeah, so copper pipe jewelry.
Gotta check out the earrings.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm going to have to cut you short because we have a lot
Yes.
to cover. But thank you
All right.
so
Well,
much for
cheers.
being on the show
Thank
and
you.
for sharing your art. I really
Yeah.
appreciate it. We'll be
Thank
right
you.
back. Welcome back again. Now, isn't this exciting? Now you can kind of get a tiny taste of what Toast is going to be about. Now I have on the show Andy. Andy, what's your last name?
Blanchard.
Blanchard. Andy Blanchard. And you do ceramics?
Yep, I go by the name Tahoe Blue Pottery, and so I do all the work.
And so is there do you like blues? Is that how you came up with Tahoe
Yeah,
Blues,
absolutely. I
or-
mean, it just, the area speaks to me, so I do a lot of mountain, and yeah, the lake is just so beautiful. I like to incorporate that as much as I can.
Yeah, it's very tough living in paradise. I'm just
Yeah.
saying. Now, I see you have a diverse way of the way you do your artwork. It goes from mugs to the pottery that maybe I could put plants into or candies. Or,
Yeah, and what you see here is just a small portion of it. I have lots of cool items like sponge holders and toothbrush holders, yeah, flower pots, a little bit of everything.
So you have your own kiln at home and your glazes. You do this out of your home
I do,
studio?
and I did just graduate from UNR, so they have a great studio down there that I'm still a part of.
Yeah, I just love our colleges that we have because they really open the doors for whether you're an emerging artist or whether you're a very successful artist. We have so much available, like the Black Rock Press. I don't know if they
Yeah.
still have it. I'm just saying. Now, how long have you been doing this? Is this something that you were born doing or
Well, I've
playing
been doing
with?
it for about 10 years. So I started when I was 15 and was very lucky to have parents' support. And I had shows every year at my Christmas parties. So it worked out very nice and got me into it. And been doing it full time for, past 3 years.
Yeah, I love it. I love the textures. Could you maybe hand me one of your
Yeah.
pots? You know,
So this is a mountain bowl.
You must have seen the way I was eyeballing this one because I think this is just phenomenal. It's almost like a rock. Do you put sand, incorporate sand or something with it?
No. So that's actually the stoneware body that I use. That's what it looks when it's fired with a little bit of red iron oxide. So I give it a little bit of that variation, and it comes out really nice.
Yeah, well, this looks like it would be a very nice candy dish for Nina. I'm just saying. No, I'm teasing. Wonderful. I just love it. Now, it's exciting to know that you're going to be in the Truckee Open Artist Studio Tour.
I am,
Standing
yes.
for T.O.A.S.T.
Yes, I
and, that's really exciting, especially the first annual.
Yeah, and I will also be doing a demo. I'm going to be showing how to use the potter's wheel and run through a few techniques.
Yeah, and maybe another time, because I have had a potter on the show, but everybody's different, and maybe I can feature you just all by yourself because that is so fun to watch that wheel going, and I couldn't do it. I mean, I'd like whip off the table or something. I don't know. It looks kind of scary, but it's really fun.
It is, and you got to center the clay and you got to center yourself as well. So it's a very therapeutic process, very fun to clear your mind.
And that's something that you will frequently hear artists say is how therapeutic. And so rather than pay a shrink, we invest in ourselves and sell it to other people that need that beautiful artwork in their homes. Is this the only style or the only type or medium that you do as far as artwork?
So I make these glasses as well. I like to upcycle some beer glasses just as a fun thing to do. But I also oil paint. I didn't bring any of my paintings here. And that's just something I do a little bit more for fun, but I like to paint landscapes of the area and really fun.
Yeah, it's like I say, we live in a paradise, so it's very hard not to absorb a lot
exactly.
of the beauty.
One of the beautiful places in the world.
Yeah, I would say, So now what website can I get you at?
Just www.tahoebluepottery.com.
Okay, and is your studio open at all hours or any hours, or do you invite the public?
Yeah, it'll be open certain hours. Yeah, I'm working in that direction, and it'll be open probably in about a month on the weekends, and going forward a little bit more.
Yeah, this is a great start to be involved in Toast this year. Is a great start to not only show people where your studio is, but to educate them in the type of work that you do and the availability. Now, if I wanted something custom made,
Oh yeah.
then it's a total open door.
Yeah, I do take requests all the time. People like certain shape bowls, or I do quotes on mugs, so if there's something that you would like to put on there, or your name, anything like that.
What
I'd be
about
happy to do.
raku? Do you do that?
I don't necessarily do as much raku because it's not as functional. I like work that people can use on a daily basis. So it's something I'm going to start working a little bit more with, but I like functional stuff.
Yeah, and now is it dishwasher safe then?
Yes, it's all dishwasher, microwave, and mostly oven safe, yes.
Okay. Now, is there anything I'm not asking you?
I think we got it.
You know, I just think I could go on and on. This is just too much fun because I'm switching out people, and like I said, your work is just phenomenal. You should be very proud of yourself at your age to be so advanced.
Well, thank you very much.
I'm very honored to have you on the show and to be a small part of Toast this year. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
And I will see you on the tour.
Yes, you will.
Okay, stay tuned. I've got somebody else. Well, how exciting is this? Now I have Karen Terry on the show. Karen, welcome to All About Art.
Thank you so much.
I'm very honored. You know, this is so exciting to switch out artists and have such diverse art up here on the stage. Can you point out a piece of your artwork?
Well, this book here, Bite and Blood, is my chapbook of poetry. It came out in February this year.
Wonderful. You see that? Now, this is something that inspired you because you've always done poetry?
I've always been a poet.
Yeah.
Yes, I've always written. But about 10 years ago, I went back to school and got my MFA in creative writing and have worked full-time as a writer and started my own business actually here in Truckee called Tangled Roots Writing.
What is it called?
Tangled Roots Writing.
Wonderful. Well, I so admire you. I too do poetry. And I have every piece that I've ever written since I was a little girl.
Really?
Yes, I've saved it, and it's still in a very old folder. But I'm not brave enough to expose that part of my emotion because, again, it's like painting, singing, dancing, writing poetry. It all shows your inner emotion.
It makes you really vulnerable.
Yes.
And actually, when this book came out, the first couple weeks, I didn't refer to it to anyone because I was so uncomfortable being exposed that way.
Right. You know, I can remember my very first art opening was down at Moody's. And as I was hanging my artwork, I started hyperventilating. I thought I was going to collapse about 5 times while hanging my show. And that's what gave me the idea of naming my show the way that I did, is because I felt, for lack of better words, I just felt naked in front of the entire world. Like everybody was measuring and checking me out and seeing my heart.
Yes.
And so
and writing is definitely, there's a risk in writing. If you are going to get something on the page that moves people, you're revealing a lot about yourself.
Sure.
And it's something that all writers struggle with.
Yeah. Now, do you make cards?
I don't make cards.
Have you thought about it?
You mean like greeting cards?
Yeah, greeting cards, birthday cards.
You know, most of my stuff is a little too dark. You wouldn't want to give it to someone on a card.
You'd be surprised. There's a lot of divorcees out there that could use some dark cards. I'm teasing. Now, another piece is up behind us.
Yes, and that's a collaboration I did with Andy Klein with Roundwood Furniture. And I really love collaborating with other artists because I feel that it helps you create something beyond what you could do yourself.
Yeah.
And so I've done a couple pieces with him, and they'll be showing at the the opening in June 12th at the Rec Center. And I'm also going to be showing a couple of collaborations with a letterpress printer, Meridian
nice.
Press, and I'll have those in July at the Open Studio.
Wonderful.
And then I'm also going to actually have an audio option so that people can listen to the readings of the poems.
Oh, I love that. You know, I mean, to me, that's so important to include everybody, you know, old,
Yeah.
young, blind, hard of hearing. It doesn't matter. I think everybody should have the opportunity to appreciate artwork. And
Right.
I love the piece that you did up here because it's like a relief on the board behind the scroll, and it's actually been carved out. So I don't know how much of a close-up we got of that, but I think we may be running out of time. I'm not sure what that noise was, but I always have all these surprises. Now, how can I get a hold of you?
I have a website. You can Google Tangled Roots Writing or look at karenaterry.blogspot.com. I am offering a workshop during the Open Studios. Several artists are teaching artists. There's photography, painting, woodwork, and a creative writing workshop being offered. And then we also have a reading series, which is the Literary Arts and Wine reading series on the 25th.
Nice. Well, you know, I love the idea that the artists are going to be doing a little bit of demonstration during their wine and dining of the tour.
Yeah.
I would assume that there'll be like wine and cheese. No, I don't know.
And music.
Yes, I just think that it's all about having a really, really great opportunity of art in our community that's going to last a 10-day period stretched out with so many different opportunities for the public to enjoy. So
It'll be a really exciting event.
is there anything that I'm missing? Oh, I cannot forget your little baby down here.
This is Stoli, and
Stoli.
he is a therapy dog. We go into the library here at the elementary school and work with students with reading skills.
Very nice, very nice. Well, I'm so happy that Stoli is comfortable on All About Art. Say hi to everybody.
Good boy. Say hi.
Okay, we're going to have to take a minute here so that we can finish up the show, and I hope all of you come and visit all of our artists because phenomenal work.
Thank you.
Kudos to you. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Now, I told you this was going to be an exciting show. On the show, once again, I've got Carla Beebe and my ammunition of artists behind it, and just a couple of artists. We're very short on time, Carla, so I know there's a few things you wanted to say.
I'd like to thank you for having us today, and I'd also like to thank our sponsors. The Truckee Donner Chamber of Commerce is a sponsor, as well as Borgo Interior Design, Nathan Rydell and Greg Boyle from Truckee Luxury Property, Tom Beebe from Truckee Artistry in Wood, and Halliday Development. That almost didn't come out.
Yeah.
Halliday Development, I'd like to say that again.
Yes.
And they are a big help in getting this off the ground.
Yeah, now this is a complete toast to our artist community.
This is a toast to Truckee's creative community, and it's anchored by an open studio tour. We have we have 11 days of events. It was supposed to be 10 days, but I actually needed to add on 11th day to accommodate everyone that wanted to do something during the tour.
Yeah, and then next year, I think that we're going to have even bigger, so we're going to have to go for 15 days.
I think so.
But anyways, I know that there's going to be all the websites at the tail end, so please stay tuned and you can grab those. Thank you, Carla, and thank all of you so much.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. Thank you.